Hello guys, welcome to today's tutorial, and today's tutorial is about how to make a simple lightbox using HTML, CSS and jQuery. As you can see, it's really simple and it has a close button, and most importantly it's responsive without any media queries. So let's get started. But before that, I want to show you that I have already installed the material icons file and the main jQuery file. So let's get started by removing the whole JavaScript and CSS code. Okay, we're keeping some code because that isn't related to the Lightbox. Here is styling of these images and few of the image tags that you can see right there. So let's reload and start coding. We're gonna start with the script first, and in this jQuery we will add the document ready function because we need all images to be loaded before the Lightbox starts working. So document ready, and after that what we're gonna do is we're gonna assign an event, a dot click event on every image tag that our web page have. Now you can change it accordingly, that if you want Lightbox to be available in the certain image of the certain part of the web page, but here we're giving it on all img tags available. And with a click function you can do it with a hover too, that's all up to you. And after assigning the event, what we're going to do is we're going to get the src attribute value of the image that user has actually clicked here recently. So $image equals to $this dot attr brackets and src, the attribute name. Now we're gonna add an if block to check that our lightbox element actually exists or not. If it doesn't exist, we have to create one, and if exists, we simply need to change the image src attribute. So let's do it. If brackets exclamation mark the jQuery selector with the ID name inside it of the element, and total and property greater than 0. We're comparing greater than 0. If it's greater than 0, it means the element exists, and we have put the exclamation mark that show if the return from total and property is 1 and we compare it to 0, it will surely gonna return true. That means the element exists, and we're gonna simply go through the else block. And if doesn't, we're simply gonna come to the if block, and what we're going to do is we're going to append element to the body. So $body.append, and we're going to simply put the div with id lightbox and an img tag inside it with an empty src attribute. After all these logics, what we're going to do is we're gonna make the element visible by simply adding show effect to it. So the jQuery selector with the ID name inside it and dot show at last, it will make our element visible if somebody has set displayed and style to it in the CSS. After that, we're gonna change the value of the src attribute of the lightbox element. So the jQuery selector with the ID name inside it, a space and img, finally attr brackets src and $src. That's the variable storing the attribute value. Now let's give it a try. Let's reload. Okay, as you can see, it's working really nice, and as you can see, if I click, it doesn't do anything because we haven't wrote anything in the else block. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy the code of last two lines to the else block. First of all, that will make it visible, and the second code to change the src attribute value. Now let's give it a try again. Okay, as you can see, the image is changing whenever I click on it. So the main image has changed. So cute. Now let's move to a bit of styling. First, we're gonna style the lightbox element. Hash lightbox, and in lightbox we're gonna do some basic stylings like setting height and width to 100%, position to fixed, and top and left property to 0 so that it just stick to the front of the application. And we need to click on the close button to close it. So position fixed, height 100%, width 100%, and finally the background. We're gonna set an alpha value to it because it will look nice, RGBA, and it will be totally black. So 0,0,0 with 0.5. And now let's reload it. Oops, it's not coming up. Okay, let me set the top and left both properties to 0. Top 0 and left 0. Now let's reload. As you can see, it's coming and overlapping the whatever in the screen was. Now moving to the image that is inside the lightbox element. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna simply assign max width and max height to it, width and positioning to it to absolute, with top 0, left 0, right 0, bottom 0, and finally the margin auto. So width and height, it's all up to you. We're using max width so that it will maintain the aspect ratio of the image and it will never overlap the whole screen. As you can see, it is occupying 80% of the width, and it's a maintaining aspect ratio, that's why it's not occupying 80% of the height actually. Now setting position absolute with all the positioning attributes, that's left, top, right, bottom, setting all of them to 0, and finally with the margin auto so that the image will come right into the center of the lightbox. And margin auto. Let's reload and try again. Okay, now we have we need to add a close button to it right now. So we're gonna do some changes in the append. We're gonna simply add and span element with the class material icon just to look great, and finally with a close text inside it, and we're gonna close the element. Now we are almost done. Now we simply need to add a jQuery, a bit more of jQuery, that somebody will click on the close so that everything, the lightbox, get hidden. But we cannot directly bind the event to it because it's dynamically created and won't work. So $body on click, name of the element, that is lightbox space span over here, comma, function, and simply it's to hide. So jQuery selector, the name of the element, that's lightbox over here, and the simple jQuery effect, that's dot hide. Now we are done. It will, when somebody will click on the X, it will simply close. Okay, let's try it. As you can see, the cross is there, and if I click it, it's totally gone. It will disappear. Now you can just change the font color to it just to make it even more visible. Here we are setting it to white. Now let's give it a try. As you can see, it's now more visible. You can even position that as per your wish. And finally, the most important feature of it, that it's automatically responsive. We haven't wrote a single line of media queries, but it's still responsive. We are not using jQuery to make it responsive. It's all CSS that we have wrote with a max prefix. Now, I really need to say you sorry for the last week because I was not able to upload the tutorial and I feel really guilty for it. So sorry once again. And I really hope you liked the tutorial, and if you liked it, just share it, make it go viral, and most importantly, make sure you hit the like button, and if you want to hit the subscribe button, just do it because we make new video every Monday and Thursday. And will you just do it for this cute dog? Thanks for watching once again. I hope you liked it. Enjoy your life. It's all coding.